Time to freshen up your racing look for 2025. Will look no further than our partner, Epic Racewear. They specialize in custom race suits, tents, flags, marketing materials, crew shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, apparel of all sorts. Epic Racewear is just that. Epic. Their top quality products, they're designed by top quality designers. Proud supporters of our podcast, Epic Racewear is going to offer all S&S racers a special 10% discount off all racewear until the end of 2025. Visit epicracewear.ca for more information and to take advantage of this exclusive offer. Race in style, race with confidence. Choose Epic Racewear for all your racing needs. Look, feel, be epic. Hey everybody, it's Cam K. This episode is presented in partnership with our friends at SAUBLE Speedway, located in Hepworth, Ontario, right by the beach. Now, SAUBLE Speedway offers so much great short track action, including the Russell Fencing and Deck Junior Late models, the Roots Gaspar United 8s, the Pro Late models, the ImageWraps.ca Legend Cars, and yes, the Epic Racewear Bone Stock division. Head to the beach this summer to see some amazing short track action. Just go check out their website first, www.saublespeedway.ca. You get all your information there. You get your ticket information, answer some questions. They got Q&A section on there. Maybe take a look at the point standings from last year. Get yourself your directions and head to the beach for some amazing short track action. You won't regret it. They are presenting this episode of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.
Stickers and scuffs in the fast lane, yeah. Live with the raw, feel the drive, yeah. Madness on the track, we ain't slowing down. Cam and Graydon taking it around town. From the bleachers to the pits and pride. Stories scream loud, no place to hide. Engine screaming gas pedal to the floor. Ontario nights, we keep asking for more. Broadcasting live through the middle and night. Under the lights, racing pure delight. Going to flash.
Hello, Stickers and Scuffs. Cam K. All by myself this week. Graydon unfortunately got stuck at work, so we'll do this solo. But I'm excited about this one because we've got driver the number 52, Bone Stock out at Delaware Speedway. Now officially a winner, a feature winner at Delaware Speedway. I was calling it for like 2 years, and you finally got it done, my friend. How's it feel?
Honestly, it feels really good. Like to achieve that, I feel honored to do that. So, I mean, I can't wait for next year, and hopefully we can get a couple more.
You were close a lot this year. Really from the start of the season, it seemed like you guys had just not lost anything from last year. What do you attribute that to? Was there a change in the car, a change in yourself, competition? What was it really the reason for that?
We took the same setup from last year and we kind of implemented it into this year. We talked to a few of the drivers, got some more experience on the track. I think that was my biggest like takeaway from last year was getting the experience and stuff like that. And we were able to execute it this year, so that was really nice. And yeah, one night Dad just kept on tinkering with the car in the garage and he's like, well, we go try this, and I'm like, sounds good to me.
Well, it seemed like this year the bone stock division, I feel like it goes through like kind of dips and things change. And when Jason Lovey's car kind of had a major malfunction and it caught fire and everything, and he was basically done for the rest of the year, I think that really opened things up. And all of a sudden, yeah, Matt Langford and Jeremiah kind of stunk up the show a little bit, but I feel like after, just behind them, you guys were really kind of wide open with the amount of different names that were kind of getting up to the front each and every week.
Oh, 100%. Like there were so many of us that were like around top 10 all season and were able to finish within the top five that really we didn't know last year that they were going to do that, and then now this year they were able to do stuff like that. So that was insane, and honestly, props to all the drivers out there.
Yeah, you guys. One of the things that I think was is always a bit risky with the bone stock division is we know it's an entry level. They call it an entry level division. For yourself, is it entry level for you? Did you have any racing experience prior, and how'd you find your way to Delaware?
So I started racing a junior late model on Wednesday nights. I started when I was seven there. So I've been racing for
At
a little while.
At Delaware.
Yeah, so we did
Oh,
like
okay.
we went around the tech garage down onto the big track and turn one and two, kind of through the infield there. And like we called it the dog leg. So I started there when I was seven. I believe it was 2011 is when I
Okay.
started. And then I got out of that, I believe, when I was in 2015. I won the
Okay.
championship in 14, got out of it in 15, kind of took a little hiatus, wasn't feeling the racing anymore. When I turned 14, I tried a pro late model that didn't go so well. I dumped it into turn two wall there, and so we took a break because that happened around COVID time.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I started racing dirt bikes, so I got a little bit dangerous, but we got through it. And I'm like, Dad, I'm going to college now. I want to do something a little more safer. I want to get back into racing, and we found a car and went from there.
So I've got to know this. This is great because for those that don't know the program at Delaware Speedway, it was the junior late program was huge, and it was like a full like this was not what the junior late model division is now. We've had a couple of
No,
different racers that talked about it. This was like a full on program where you guys got like education, you had racers come in and show you had classes.
yeah.
Like this was a real thing. Who were the racers that maybe are still racing today that were a part of your division at the time?
Oh,
If
I
there is any
know.
left.
Yeah, I was racing with Hayden Sim. I
Yep.
know he still does a few races here and there. Austin Arnell.
Yep.
I used to race with him. We're good buddies actually. Keisha Zymach
Yep.
there. I raced with her. Um, I know Peyton Jacobs. She used to race the late model
Hmm.
at Delaware there. She used to race. And aside from that, I'm not.
Still
Oh,
pretty.
Logan
Yeah.
White.
There you go.
Um,
There's a good name right there.
Connor Ellis.
Yeah.
We raced together there, and it's
A big
good
Connor and probably
meeting up.
Tegan too, right?
Tegan as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, I know it went away. I know it went
Mhm.
away, but what did you find that you got out of that experience? And do you think that's something that racers could benefit from now?
Honestly, I think so. Like
Yeah.
one, you get to learn so many aspects that I don't think people know now. Like you can do your research, but when we were actually in the school and it would give us something to focus on, and like I know you're in school for school, but this is just like a extracurricular type thing. And I mean, we got points if we did good, and it went to our championship points. So it was a progress that
Hmm.
I think was beneficial. But
Yeah, and I
my
mean,
that's my opinion.
you guys aren't going out there, and what I think a lot of those names you're talking about, that a lot of them really clean racers. Uh,
Very.
and that's one of the things that we really kind of need. We need racers to be kind of clean. And you guys, travel go from junior late models, you went into doing dirt bikes. I understand the allure.
Mhm.
Um, I would never be able to try something like that myself as a hefty fellow, but um,
You'd be
was what
surprised. There's
wait,
there I think you can do it. I think you could do
I
it.
don't think so. I have a hard time just sitting down.
Oh,
Um, what what was the final straw for you? Because obviously you said, I want to try something a little bit safer. Were you having accidents, or was it just like the risk is just a little too big?
um, well, 3 years ago now, in April, I had a accident where I ran into the back of my uncle on my dirt bike, and yeah, I was like fifth gear pinned. I hit the cornfield pretty dang quick. I was doing about 120 kilometers an hour when it
Oh
happened,
no.
so I broke my wrist, had to get surgery, plate screws, stuff like that. Happened in April. Uh, Cast on till July. Started racing dirt bikes again in August, I think it
Mhm.
was. And then after that, the second or third race in, I went to go over a jump and cross-rutted and separated my AC joint.
Oh
So
boy. Oh man.
yeah,
That's when it went, okay, that maybe we need to think about something else.
yeah, first year of college too. So I walked
And what you're going to
into
college for.
college. I was going for a millwright,
There you go.
but
Perfect.
I gave up that, and now I'm working for Rico Foods, actually one of my biggest sponsors. So
There you
they,
go.
yeah.
All things come full circle. So where'd you pick the car up from?
Do you know who Lonnie Thompson is?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lonnie.
so yeah, I bought it from his dad there. They built it for his son, I believe,
Hmm.
and then we finished out the season there. I think it was like three races or something like that. Had a couple issues with the car, but we made it work for the rest of the season, and just hoping a prayer for the next season that everything worked. And
So what was it like, man? What was it like? Because you used to drive on the small track at Delaware. Now you're going to the big track and you're in a bigger car and I mean, I don't know back when you would have initially started in the division, but was it the numbers that we are seeing now?
so I started in 2022.
Oh, you're still a baby in this division.
Yeah, I think it was the Joe Lawrence won the
Championship year.
championship. Yeah.
That was a
So
stacked season. Very
yeah,
stacked. So,
I was mid pack. I've actually in the past like two full seasons, I've never ran in a lower caliber like heat race than the third heat race or fourth heat race, I guess,
mhm.
in some cases, which I really wish I started out in the first or second heat races some days. It makes life a little bit easier.
Now, do you like the process of doing the heat races, or I know they switched things up towards the end of the season at Delaware, where they actually did qualifying times to make the feature, and then whoever didn't make it in the top, they had to do the B main. What did you think of that experience?
It was definitely different in my opinion.
Yeah,
But I do like the heat races a little bit more, only because with that, all the fast guys are starting up front. It makes it really difficult, especially when a couple guys they get pushy and stuff like that. It's it's bound to someone's gonna wreck,
yeah.
and I don't want to see cars getting wrecked. I want to see cars coming back every week. So that's I guess all I can say for that.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you guys kind of always have to deal with is at the risk of not making the show. And I mean, obviously very lucky. But we saw
Hmm.
guys last year that, Jason Craig, I think was one of them that
Hmm.
weekly always made the show. Joe Kicks, Rob Wolston, Cassie Howard, Jesse Howard, anybody one week could have a problem, and now all of a sudden they're not in the feature. Then all of a sudden you go to some of the other tracks, and you've raced at Flamborough a couple of times. Do you have any plans to race anywhere else? Peterborough, SAUBLE, Full Throttle, um, Grand Bend.
I did race one at Grand Bend last year,
What'd
so
you think?
it's tight.
Yeah,
It's very tight.
a little bit different from Delaware, eh?
Yeah, yeah, about
Yeah,
half the size.
yeah, half. I don't know. Geez, that's even being great. I've talked Grade. Graydon's been obviously bone stock racing, and he's all gung ho to go there. I was like, dude, it's compared to where you got lots of runoff space. They don't have any runoff space. Your runoff space
No,
is the wall, right?
pretty much.
And
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, they don't have. It's not like there's no concrete. That's all guardrail. If I'm not mistaken, is it not?
It's solid.
Yeah,
It
it
ain't
it
moving.
doesn't give. So it's a little different out there, but I mean, I think as a track, it's probably a really good track to learn. if you're getting
Uh,
into the bone stock division before moving up to the big class at Delaware. And what brings up a good point is when you're starting out, do you get the option of getting to start wherever you want, or are you supposed to start at, say, the back? Is that something that Delaware wants you guys to do, or is it like an elective thing to do?
um, I've always opted to start at the back at new
Yeah.
tracks. That's just kind of something I've felt like at the start of the season,
Mhm.
we took the tarp off the car and I just loaded it up and went to Flamborough.
Oh, really, eh?
Yeah, we didn't do anything other than maybe little sweep out car,
Mhm.
vacuum, make sure all the tire pressures are good. Aside from that, we did nothing to the car and we went to Flamborough for the first race there. And I'm like, I'd like to start at the back. I'm not trying to screw anyone over for points. I
Yeah.
want to make sure my car shifts into third gear, and after that, I'm good to go. So yeah.
I think one of the things that's really cool is that you are one of those guys that goes and travels. We don't really see a ton of guys from Delaware that do that. There's obviously a lot of local talent that goes and races there, but um, of the experience that you've had, where, or at least if you haven't had, where is the next stop for Donavin Clark that you haven't raced yet?
Honestly, I really wanted to go to Peterborough this year.
Yeah,
Just
ACC.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I really wanted to do. Want to try Sunset. I'd like to try Varney. I was gonna
Mhm.
head up to SAUBLE last year, but that was just out of the out of the
Hey, I'll
price
tell you,
range for.
I'll tell you, buddy. You get up there and you race Great and Bun in the CGC car, he'll have a good old time with you.
I'll try and
Um,
push
yeah,
him to a
definitely.
win.
Yeah, definitely. He liked that. He definitely would like that. And yeah, I definitely I love that that you guys in this division, you have so many places you can go and race. It's not something that a lot of the other divisions, they don't, like mini trucks and street stocks, they don't have them every place. They only have them at, say, one track, right? I, for one, would definitely welcome you to Sunset. That we definitely need to have you come out there and race our guys and gals and see what that 52 can do on a much shorter track. Getting out there this season, you have got a ton of racing names, a ton of talent that's on the track with you. Hell, you got a guy like Paul Fothergill racing and not winning. And that was the crazy thing to see, is a guy like Paul Fothergill not able to take it to Jeremiah or Matt Langford. It just shows how tough the competition is. Who is somebody that you were around all season long in your battles on the racetrack?
um, I got two
Because I think it
names,
was Paul
Paul and Justin Colliver.
and
We
Justin Culver.
were
Yeah.
neck and neck all season battling. Justin and I were like third and fourth all season. And then the final race came, and I
And you
was like,
beat him. You're the one that got
wow.
the win, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think is it's so great to see about the Delaware Bone Stocks. Um, they have such good young fresh talent that's coming in. Daniel Mayo got to win this year. You got to win this year. Adam Jenner, is there a guy that celebrates better than Adam Jenner out there?
Oh,
Man,
that
that
was
guy,
awesome.
he was having a great old time. You got to see the veterans still go out there and compete week in and week out. You got oh, I'm gonna forget. Is it Jordan Wilms that finally got the 50 lapper? Was it 50? Was it Jordan
No,
Wilms? No,
Colin Wilms.
Colin Wilms.
Or yeah.
That was torture when they both raced there in 23, trying to
Oh.
remember who was who. But
Yeah.
Colin Wilms finally getting and they again another name that was just is starting to come through and week in and week out is competing. What is it week to week like though, going through the process of not knowing how you're not locked in? There is no such thing.
Yeah.
So have you had one of those days where the heat race was crap and you have to kind of find a way to make it in through the B?
I've had a few of those days. Um, there's been a couple of those days where I'm like, this is going to be a struggle, and yeah, I mean, you just gotta kind of mentally focus yourself. Just take a break from everything. That's I find helps me. And I sometimes I don't socialize at the track, and that's because just mentally getting
Hmm.
myself ready there. And but once I'm ready to go, then I'll get out of the trailer there and I'll go socialize to a few friends and stuff like that and see what's happening.
Who are some of those guys that you socialize
Honestly,
with at the racetrack?
Mitchell Rawlings, we were always pitted basically right across from him. So
Beauty.
yeah, no, he's gonna come out next year. Hopefully he can come out swinging. Can't wait to see what he can do.
Yeah, he had a
Um,
couple of strong runs as well.
very much so. He needs to get the right tires on, and I told him that from the start of the season. So hopefully he's listening to me right now, and he can get them tires on.
Yep.
But yeah, no, and then Jeremiah and Matt Langford, man, Colin Williams, or yeah, Colin Williams as well, man. They've I've been talking to them all season long. Chris Lawrence too. Can't forget about that guy. He's an absolutely amazing guy. So
I I there's not really one or two people in the world that I brag a lot about, but Chris Lawrence is somebody that I brag about that's involved in racing because what he's done not just for Delaware but for you guys like the Bone Stock racers, uh and the amount of opportunities that people have gotten in his equipment. I mean, talk about what we're just saying, like Justin Culver in that in BT, Paul Fothergill in BT, Daniel Mayo. You got these guys, and Matt Langford's worked with him.
mm,
I think it's like that's four out of the top 10. And then they go out there and they had a killer Frosttoberfest, a killer um what was it, Bash at the Beach, a killer ACC. Like
yeah.
it was a BT ass whooping this year.
Very much so. And honestly, he deserves it.
Yeah,
Like everything he's done, and he's put countless hours. Like
yeah.
Daniel May's car, when it got wrecked there in less than a
Wh-
week, they had a
which
brand
time?
new one. Um,
Because he got
just
wrecked a
before he
couple
won,
times. Okay.
or
Yeah.
yeah, just before he won, that car that he won with was a fresh build. Like it'd seen 0 hours or 0 laps on the track.
Yeah.
So that is unbelievably insane for him to do that. I got a new car sitting in the shop right now that it's it's still sitting in the shop.
Well, that's the question that I always have for people is how do you know if it's the car or the driver?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
See,
I wish I could
this is the
say.
one. Yeah, people don't know the answer, but uh why get a new build?
Well, one of the main reasons is we'd like to have a backup car.
Fair point.
And I'm hopefully going to be able to get my girlfriend into a car this year. We're going to get her an automatic so that
Hmm.
she can run at all tracks.
Yep.
So, and if she doesn't want to go to a track one day, maybe slide in the seat there. You never know. We don't have to tell her that, but yeah, no, we want to have a couple cars just for standby. And if we do want to go to Sunset, Peterborough, stuff like that, an automatic is a lot better there than
Yeah.
manual. So we'll have to see what happens.
Now, for yourself, what was it like going out and getting partners for the race car this year? You had a little bit different look. You added some new partners this year. You've you kept the number, the Blue 52, which I really thank you for doing because I really like it because it's nice and clear and clean that I can read it.
Yeah,
Um,
it'll be back next year.
Perfect, perfect. That's nice and simple. But how was that process going on, and who was on the car this year?
Rico Foods, that was a really big sponsor. I approached my boss and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to sponsor me? I know you guys sponsor Patrick Friel there when he raced, so I was wondering if he wanted to get a sponsorship out there." And then Turner's Excavating, they actually dug up the foundation for my new house, so that's
Perfect.
they really helped us out there. So cut the price down a little bit. We worked out a good deal and yeah, I appreciate him so much for digging it out and for getting the walls fixed, stuff like that. My dad, I can't thank him enough. He's been there every day, working on the car, working with me. doing everything, getting the car to the track, park garage and towing. Obviously, my dad there, and man, I can't thank them enough. I I love him deeply, and yeah, he's been a true asset to the car and everything like that. Um, Dorchester Custom Haulage, that is Lonnie Thompson's dad's company. So
Nice.
he approached me this year and he was like, "Hey, put a sticker on the car." And I'm like, "Most definitely. I love stickers." So yeah.
Yes, you do. That's why you ran ours this year. And
And yeah, you guys.
it was that was the right call, man. That was awesome.
Hmm.
We finally got to meet at Motorama, and it one of those things is just when you get to see somebody succeed that we really feel and believe in, and that was it was pretty evident from the beginning that when you I think you had reached out and just said thank you for mentioning. I think it was on track maybe, or maybe it was in a poster. I can't remember what it was.
It was
Um,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, something like maybe it was on the may have been on the podcast itself on SNS Live or something, um. But then we did the SNS driver thing last year, and you made it fun to watch, man. Every week, and then of course the one day that they're not recording the race is the one that you got the win, and then you got the
Yeah.
pumpkin smasher afterwards that you competed in. Or did you actually compete in the pumpkin smasher after,
I
or
got second.
did you got second?
Yeah.
Uh,
Jeremiah went 1-2,
yeah,
2-1.
Jeremiah wanted to stink that up a little bit, but you know what? He came just short in the championship this year, so that's okay. Some names in the division that you think we need to be watching out for in 2025. Who are some of those names?
Colin Williams for sure.
Yeah,
We know Matt Langford. Uh, I think I think one of the
maybe.
rookie drivers for
Yeah, maybe I was gonna say one of the
last
underrated
year.
names.
I honestly, Dakota Lumina. I I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of progression with him this
yeah.
year. He really turned it up. Um, Couple other names. Hopefully, I'm really rooting for Mitch here.
Yeah.
I want to get him going quick and stuff like that. I don't know if Paul Fothergill's coming back, but I hope he gets a win this year. If he does come back, that'd be
Oh,
pretty cool. I want to see
that
what he
guy is
says on the
amazing.
mic.
Yeah, he is probably one of the coolest cats at Delaware Speedway, and the fact that he came and ran in that division, it just shows the humility and the humbleness that he has. I mean, it's not too low for him, you know. It's he you know what? I think he got there, and he I think he may have expected to win, and it's not as simple as people think. Right now, he could come out next year and completely spank everybody in it, but
Mhm.
you know, it's still really cool. And I got to know what's the future plans for you, Donovan? Are you thinking about just sticking to the bone stock racing, or do you have plans to eventually move up and move somewhere into a different type of class or touring division?
One class I would really like to go up to is super stock. I want to try it. Or OSS. Honestly, Dad and I have talked about it. But just right now at this point in time, just bought a house. That's a big, big step. So we're gonna take it a couple years slow.
Hmm.
And if we can find a really good deal on a super stock, then yeah, you never know what happens.
I got a couple of guys that do rentals in OSS, so we might have to see what you can do for that at some point, and I think we can probably make that happen, my
That'd be
friend. So
awesome.
we'll have to see if the price is right, obviously, right? But
Most definitely.
all right, so do we have any social media that people can follow to watch along with or to follow along with your racing story next year, or website or merch or anything that you want to promote?
I do have a YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Uh, I posted the heat race feature and the pumpkin smasher on it. So if you guys do want to check that out, it's just my name, Donavin Clark. Follow me on my main Facebook at Donavin Clark. DC Motorsports, Instagram and Facebook. Both post very, very rarely on the Instagram, but we try to keep the Facebook posts pretty regular, stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I got for right now. But
Hey,
yeah,
buddy, I know it's what it's like. Social media is a drag sometimes, and we have to post on it for us, and it sometimes it's just like, ugh, I don't want to do any more of this. But you know what, bud? We're out of time, and I just want to say thanks for coming on for our abbreviated episode. I want to thank our partners for this episode, Epic Racewear and SAUBLE Speedway, for presenting this. So you got to go out to SAUBLE Speedway,
I
Donovan.
guess
Get
I'm
out
going
there.
out next year.
You're going out to be a part of that the Epic Racewear Bone Stock division. I'll tell Brad you're coming, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll get you out there and you have some fun, buddy. But thank you so much for being an SNS racer, my friend, and best of the off season for you. Good luck with the new house, and we can't wait to see you out at the racetrack.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cam. I appreciate this so much. Tell Graydon I say hi, and hopefully I'll get to see him and meet him soon.
Absolutely. Make sure you're passing him though.
I gotta be nice.
Not too nice. He's my
Yeah.
buddy, but I don't want him to be, getting freebies out there. He's got to earn them. It's
Fair enough.
Donavin Clark here on the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.